All right, so I'm going to talk about rep ranges. I'm going to give a couple different examples here. So let me start with this. If you're in the gym to build muscle, you need to be training to a close proximity to failure. That means that the end of your set, that very last rep, you should be able to get at maximum 2 more reps, or that very last rep was an incomplete rep. Meaning, hey, if you're on a hammer strength incline press that you weren't able to get all the way up, that you failed. Okay? So somewhere between 2 reps shy of that and that, right? So a rep range on a program, that is not a rule. Just because you're operating within the rep range doesn't mean you're going to make progress. The fundamental, the king of all things is that you are training to a close proximity to failure. The rep range in a program is simply there to provide you a guideline. You are trying to hit a close proximity to failure within the given rep range. And so, as an example, say that I have barbell bench press on my program and that I am supposed to do 6 to 8 reps. I do my warm up sets and I get into my first working set, which is 225 pounds for 6 to 8, or it's supposed to be. Now, say I go through, I do my reps, I get to that 8th rep, and I'm like, hey, I got more that I can do. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until I get to that last grinder rep or I fail. And let's say that that last rep is 16. And so I've gotten 225 for 16, and it was supposed to be 6 to 8. That doesn't mean that that set was ineffective. I still reached a close proximity to failure. The only thing that that means is that I need to use more weight the following week. And so I look at that, I look at how far above I was the rep range. So it was supposed to be 8 at the top, and I got double that. I got 16. That tells me that I can make a pretty solid jump from 225 to, let's say, 255 or 265 the next week, and that should bring me down closer, if not within, the 6 to 8 rep range as prescribed. So don't just look at your piece of paper, your PDF, your training, whatever, and just because it says a rep range, stop when you get to the top of the rep range. Your goal in building muscle is to train to a close proximity to failure. You have to train hard. It's not that you're just doing the reps that's laid out and some magic happens. The main goal is that you train to a close proximity to failure. And on the flip side of that example, let's say that same example, 6 to 8 reps on a bench press. I load up 225. And let's say I only get 3 reps. That tells me that I use too much weight, and that the next week I should probably drop that weight down to allow me to get more reps within the prescribed rep range. Again, with the main goal of hitting failure somewhere between 6 to 8 reps. You just simply use that as a gauge. The rep range is not a rule, and it allows you to fine tune things. It gives you a gauge on how to progress and where to progress and how much to progress. Okay?